Okay, let's get right into it. If you are just sick of getting these weird, unusable images from your AI, and you want to start creating visuals that are actually portfolio worthy, you have come to the right place. Today, we are going to fix that for good. Does that sound familiar? I mean, you have this crystal clear idea in your head, but what the AI spits out looks like something from a bizarre, half-forgotten dream. It's a super common frustration, but don't worry, we're about to break down this solution. And yeah, this is where it all started for me. I was trying to generate a simple, cozy lifestyle image. Morning light, a warm cup of coffee. Should be easy, right? Nope. What I got back was a mangled hand clutching a coffee cup, literally shaped like a banana. That was my wake-up call. I knew right then that a completely new approach was needed. That whole banana cup disaster? That's a classic case of what I call the AI fever dream. So in this first part, let's really dig into this phenomenon and figure out exactly why these images go so wrong so often. And here is that disconnect in action. On the left, you see a simple, totally reasonable request, and on the right, the bizarre reality the AI produced. This huge gap between what we want and what the machine gives us, well, that's the exact problem we are here to solve. Now, it's so easy to blame the tool, right? To say, oh, Midjourney's just being weird today, or DALL-E just doesn't get it. But honestly, the problem isn't the tool, it's how we're using it. It really all comes down to technique. We all tend to use what I call vibe-based prompts. We give the AI a general feeling instead of specific, clear instructions. And when you just throw a vibe into the machine, you get this blended, unpredictable mess back. This, right here, is the root cause of all that inconsistency. So that leads us to the big question, doesn't it? If vague vibes are the problem, what's the secret? How are the pros getting those absolutely stunning, realistic, and consistent images every single time? Well, the answer is structure. It's a repeatable formula for success that just takes all the guesswork out of the equation. This is the absolute core of what we're talking about today, the framework that's going to change how you generate images forever. And here it is, the 6-part formula. It moves you logically from the big idea all the way down to the tiny details. You start with the subject and the action. So who is it and what are they doing? Then you put them in an environment. After that, you define the art style and the lighting, which sets the whole look and mood. And finally, you add the details, those little magic touches that just bring it all to life. See how every part builds on the last? Okay, theory is great and all, but let's see how this thing actually works in the wild. We're going to move from theory to reality and build a few pro-level prompts right here from scratch. Let's start with something super practical, a common need for a lot of us, creating a high-end product shot that looks like it came from a real expensive photo shoot. Just look at the level of detail here. We're not just asking for a watch. No, we are directing a virtual photo shoot. We're specifying things like a macro lens to get that sharp, up-close detail, and overhead softbox lighting, which is exactly what you'd use in a real studio for that professional diffused light. So let's map this directly back to our formula. The subject? The luxury wristwatch. The action is implied. It's just being displayed. The environment is that walnut surface with the minimalistic background. The art style comes from calling out the macro lens. Lighting is the overhead softbox. And the details, those beautiful polished chrome reflections. See? Every single piece has a job to do. All right, let's try another one, just to show you how versatile this formula is. This time, we're going for a portrait, something that feels sophisticated, professional, and frankly, expensive. Again, the real power is in these specifics. We're defining the person's demeanor with confident, direct eye contact. We're even calling out the gear. Shot on 85mm medium format film is a classic choice for high-end portraits that gives you that really rich, textured look. And we're controlling the entire mood with dramatic window lighting. And once again, you can see how the formula just brings it all together. Subject, action, environment, art style, lighting, and details. Every component is there, telling the AI exactly what we want. And this is so crucial. Structure isn't about limiting your creativity. It's about getting predictable, professional quality every single time. So now you have the formula, you've seen it in action. Let's get into the final part and talk about how you can build this into your own workflow and really transform yourself from a learner into a creator.
All right, so as we get into your action plan, let's just lock in this core mindset. Your prompts are your power, so stop winging it. Be intentional. Remember, structure is what separates getting a good shot from just getting a lucky one. With this six-part formula as your foundation, you're ready to start building.
Here is a simple 4-step plan to make this real for you. First, pick 3 image types you actually need for your work. Don't just play around. Second, apply the full 6-part formula to each of those. Third, this is key, learn by changing just one variable at a time. What happens when you switch soft light to hard light? This is how you really build an intuition for it. And finally, create your own reusable templates. This is going to save you a massive amount of time down the road.
And hey, just as a bonus, once you've truly mastered creating the perfect static image, the next frontier is bringing it to life. Tools like VFabric 1.0 can actually animate your creations. I mean, imagine that business executive we designed actually delivering a line of dialogue. The possibilities are just getting wild. So, I'll leave you with this question. With this new formula in your toolkit, you really have a choice. Are you going to keep generating pretty random noise? Or are you ready to start creating specific, intentional images that actually matter? The power is in your prompts. Now go build something amazing.